Hi, today I want to show how to use the summarization API of Chrome's AI by summarizing a book description on a pet website. I want to demonstrate this API because the status of the summarization API is stable, which means I can use a stable Chrome to test it out instead of using the Chrome Canary browser that is constantly updating. Moreover, this API support streaming, which means I can showcase an excellent article that the Chrome team wrote earlier this year. I really love this article written by Tom and Alexandra because this article covered how to render the stream LLM responses on browser for plain text and markdown. I never know the best practice until I read it this year, and I applied the technique in all my AI demos in Angular. So I'm going to show my simple demo and then the code next.
So this is a summarization API playground that the Chrome team made. When this playground was built, the API didn't support streaming. So if I paste like a piece of text in the text area, um, the API will take a while to finish the summarization, and then the result will be displayed below this summary heading. So let me copy this piece of text and paste it in the text area. So the status message appears. The summary is being generated. It's still generating. It should take a couple of seconds. So, so this book is about understanding existing JavaScript framework, software architecture, and maintenance. So reader will learn about GraphQL, TypeScript, performance tests, and other concepts. So the audience is anyone who is curious about JavaScript. So the quality of the summary is quite good. It's important to know about two numbers. 744 tokens are the usage. So like from here to the last word, these characters need 744 tokens, and 6,000 is the input quota. So this summarization API support 6,000 tokens. So it's important to do some checking before calling the Chrome's built-in summarization API. So if the usage is less than the input quota, then this API can be considered to use. So if the usage exceeds 6,000 input quota, then there should be a fallback plan. For example, the user can use the Gemini or Gemma models in the Vertex AI to perform the summary.
So this is my demo that shows the streaming capability of the summarization API. This is the share context. Make it bigger. Generate a summary or book description from the PEG website. The context, this book summary is for experienced software architects who understand JavaScript. So the book description is the same. There's this button that should make the summarization to occur. So let me press this button. Okay. So you can tell the differences, right? Like in the other demonstration, there's this pause and then all 5 bullet points appear at once. This time, there's this waiting time, and then the result is displayed in chunks. So I see a few characters, followed by a few characters, followed by a few characters, and then all the bullet points appear gradually. So the user experience is different. Like it makes this demo seems a little faster because the text appear like on the browser once it is ready, so it is able to capture the attention of the users, and the user forget, like they have to wait a little bit in order to see something. And here the usage is 795, not 744. It's because the shared context is count in the token usage. So if I clear this input field and click again, the token usage is 44, same as the other demo. Okay. So if I clear the context and revert the shared context and press the summarize button again, the token usage is 795. So I learned something today though. The token usage is the number of tokens of shared context plus the number of tokens of content. And the context doesn't add to the token usage. So, I want to open the console of the dev tool. To show you that the summary is returned as chunks. So what is seen in the console log is what is seen on browser. Oh, that was fast. So finally, I want to show how I implemented streaming in Angular. It's because the example codes in vanilla.js, and I believe this piece of code should work fine in Vue and Svelte. In Angular, I wrote it differently because the Angular team provided a different function to allow developers to read and write to DOM reactively in Angular 19 and 2020. So this part is the same for all JS frameworks. npm install DOM purify and streaming markdown. And then I go back to my stream summary component. This is where the magic lies. So I inject two surfaces and renderer tool that is in the framework. So this parser surface is like the surface that's do the sanitization, like to check that the chunks do not have unsafe content before the chunk written to the DOM. So this is the HTML element. So I import this SMD from streaming markdown. Create a default renderer, like to render maybe text or to render markdown inside this element. And then I create a parser and reset this chunks instant member to an empty string. So write to element, I get a chunks like a small piece of text. So if there's no parser, there's nothing I can do, right? And then if the chunk has no character, and the parser doesn't have any pending character to write. Yeah, return earlier. Otherwise, I append this chunk to the entire thing, and use a DOM purify library to perform the sanitization. And then if DOM purify remove length is non-zero, I know it finds something that shouldn't be outputted to the browser. So the parser flush whatever is in its buffer and exit the method. Otherwise, this chunk is written to the DOM, so people should see this chunk on browser, and then here, okay, if no chunk, okay, this is like a rare case, like the chunk is has nothing to be written, but the parser still has some remaining characters. So I call this parser and method to flush whatever is in the parser out to the DOM to be seen on browser. So this parser surface is very important. Without it, this typewriter effect doesn't get demonstrated in the demo. Okay, summarization surface. The summarization surface has this. Okay, I create summarizer to create this summarizer to perform the summary, and this create chunk reader, like create a stream, and then this for await loop, like get the value from the stream, and then this value is written to this chunk signal. So signal is an Angular thing. If you are not an Angular developer, you don't need to know what it is. And then this afterRenderEffect is the function that the Angular team provide to allow like the developers to read and write to the DOM reactively. I use afterRenderEffect whenever I need to write something to the DOM, instead of using the effect. So both afterRenderEffect and effect are functions that the Angular team provide us. But for DOM stuff, I use afterRenderEffect. So this dot chunk is the chunk in the summarization surface. I pass it from this component to this surface. So when value is set to this chunk, this dot chunk has a new value, and then the code in here is run. So if the value is defined, it's not blank, it's not null, it's not undefined, then this dot parser dot write to element, like write the value to this diff element. So this is the diff that shows the summary in the demo. And okay, when the button is clicked, the request summary method is evoked. So here the summarization service create a summarizer, and in here I call the measure input usage method to know the number of tokens that would be used. And summarizer.input token is 6,000 tokens. So when the number of token to be used is less than or equal to the input quota, then I can use the summarization API to create a summary. So yeah. So this is the stream, and then it's for a while loop, like pick up the value from the stream until there's no more value to be retrieved. So this chunk signal gets new data, and this value ends up in the div element in this template. So this is how I implement streaming in any AI demo that is written in Angular. There may be like other way to do it, but this is how I do it. If my demo is using modern Angular, like at least 19 plus, it's because afterRenderEffect function is stable in Angular 19. So if the Angular version is 18 or older, right now I don't know how to do it. I cannot think of a solution that doesn't involve an experimental API in older Angular off the top of my head. So this is how I implement streaming in Angular, and I use the summarization API because it has some like streaming capability, and this API is stable and can be tested in a stable Chrome browser instead of the developmental Canary browser. So this is the end of my demonstration, and I hope you like it and you can give the summarization API in chromeai try. So thank you and have a good day. Bye.